What's up, guys? Evan 47 here, and we're not welcome to watching the plot. We're actually making a new video on romance. Yes, I know the stuff I cover isn't very romantic at all. It isn't very, family friendly at all, honestly. But I'm doing this mainly because number one, I want to upload more videos, and number two, I've had this itch and urge to explain like why you should get into romance anime and why it's a thing. Now, if you really think about it, why do people get into shonen anime, right? Well, two things. One, fights. Two, fights. Okay, that's the main core principle as to why people get into shonen anime. Now, with romance, while there are no fights, if you have enough emotional maturity to get over yourself and just watch a romantic venture develop and blossom and bloom, you will be emotionally tied. Like, for example, Sarakasao no Pet, I think it's the name of the show. It's basically borderline is autistic girl and a bunch of other special people, ed people, whatever, in his dorm room in the high school, and the whole entire story is the main character bonding with the autistic girl, who I assume is autistic. She may not be, I don't fucking know. But and then at the end of it all, it shows the dorm mates graduating, and it's a very emotional moment because you were developing with them every single second. I'll compare that to shonen, where the only development you get is in between fights when it's like a flashback or passing by, like, oh yeah, my family died, so have a nice day. Like, it's nothing you truly want. If you want that full-on investment, if you want to know more about the characters themselves, you have to go to romance or slice of life or anything else that isn't shown, because that's their specialty. Romance's specialty is to develop characters. All the special effects, maybe not so much, but the one thing they're good at, they're specialized in, is that particularly. Now, another example of like a really good developed romance aspect is Nana. 50 episodes of a fucking godly, juicy goodness. It has ups and downs, dramatic twists and turns every single second you could possibly imagine. You got like 40 people cheating left and right. You got a stable couple, you got a fucking volatile couple over here. You got people who will never be a couple. It's everywhere. It's amazing. And the only thing it doesn't have is fights. And if you're okay with that, then Nana is the perfect shit for you. Now, again, the stereotype against it, as I mentioned multiple times before, is that romance and emotions are for girls. Spoiler alerts, boys, it is not just for girls. If you want to feel more, if you want to understand why I love character development so much, if you understand why I watch the amount of filth I do and enjoy it, just watch one romance anime at all, and you will see why and how character development can change how you view any shows whatsoever. It's how I enjoy Inuyasha. It's how I enjoy Rurouni Kenshin. It's how I enjoy Arakawa Under the Bridge. It's how I enjoy Rent a Girlfriend. Multiple shows that just stick in my mind consistently because the entire point, Gintama, the entire point and premise of that show was surrounded around developing the main characters and their cat. Another example, as I was mentioned before I got lost in a tangent for my recording cut the fuck off in the middle of a 2-minute section, was Arakawa Under the Bridge, the other anime I did mention in the whole tangent of animes I was just splitting on your face. Arakawa Under the Bridge is essentially a comedy-focused romance that is pitting a really rich billionaire narcissistic asshole who got abused by his father with a schizophrenic autistic girl who's broke as shit and it's probably like 20 to 25 years old and is homeless, and somehow they are a perfect match in heaven. Now, the hilarity ensues is when the rich playboy here is trying to solve all of the poor girl's problems with money. But if you're schizophrenic, delusional, and homeless, money is no longer a concept you can grasp. The whole homeless encampment where like everyone has their own responsibility and like the rich guy has to find his own sort of thing to do in this town since he's trapped down here, and hilarity ensues, as I mentioned before. And the third anime that I do want to mention is romance heavy that also might get you in your feels as fuck is Kimi ni Todoke. Now, this one may not be the first one I would recommend, mainly because it's so over the top with all this cutesy dootsy type shit, but it is such a good cozy vibe. It's like if that one Camp Life anime, I don't know the exact name of it, but it's like if that one had a romance spin-off. It's just so wholesome. The worst jokes that are there are like at the expense of the main character because she looks like the Ring. You know what I mean? Like, if that's it, then we Gucci, bro. You know what I mean? Like, So the dynamic there and the character development from there is the popular kid going out with the very somber, depressed, misunderstood girl, the quiet girl essentially. And then they're meeting because again, opposites attract. Now, when I say wholesome, I mean just amp that bitch up to 10. Now again, there's almost no drama since it is so wholesome, and the comedy is very lightly sprinkled on there, but it's just enough to get you going through the day. I mean, and this plus a load more of romance anime is the reason why you should get into it. But I would say those three are the good to start off with. Now, if you are more invested into, you know, wanting to see people in pain, you want to see real shit, you're coming from a shonen, I would say Nana is a good start for you. If you're coming from like shit like Gintama or like any comedy shit like One Punch Man or even like Family Guy, or why the fuck are you going from Family Guy to anime, who fucking knows about that, then I would suggest Arakawa Under the Bridge. And if you're coming from a slice of life or you just want to have a cozy vibe, you're fucking depressed, you want to feel something once in your life, watch fucking Kimi ni Todoki. You know what I mean? There is a thing for everyone, and just get into this shit. But yeah, that's the video, guys. And I would say that this mess behind me is sponsored by my Twitch stream, .tv FNL47 Drody. Now, this video, as I mentioned before earlier, is basically me trying to test out to see if I like doing this and if you guys like watching these, because I want to put more content out, but the reviews, they take a bit of time. They may look like the easiest slop shit in the world, but for me, my attention span being 2 seconds, it takes a fuckload. So I might upload these every now and then to keep the algorithm happy at my dick hole. But yeah, that's it, guys. See you next time.